guys, welcome to Laughing with Lana. I am in Santa Clarita today at Trio Studios. Shout out to Trio Studios for letting me film my podcast.
Yes, big shout out. Yeah,
I'm taking my podcast on tour. That's what I was saying. That was like I feel cool right now. But I do have a really special guest with me. I'm kind of fangirling a little bit, just a little bit, because really huge fan of your work. This is Davy Mansanalez. Oh shit, I fucked it up.
It's all good. Hey, it's all right.
Mansanalez.
You were close.
Damn it.
Mansanalez. Hey, it's okay. It's all right.
Damn it. I'm sorry.
I've gotten that all my life.
we were just talking because I was like, bro, I have you saved in my phone as Davy Writer.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm like, you're to me you're like a writer, a director, a producer. Like you are like everything I want to be when I grow up. So let's talk a little bit about the fact that you are a fucking writer, a producer, and everything. Like, how did you get into that?
Well, first off, I appreciate you having me on. No, straight up, like, I am not used to being in front of the camera. Like, I really don't like it, right? But no, I've been a fan of your work, your comedy.
Thank you.
Your podcast. That I want to see you do your thing. Actually, when you hit me up, I was like, I didn't even expect to be in the seat. I thought I was gonna help you produce some shit. And then when you're like, yo, sit down, like we're interviewing you, I said, I don't know really what we're gonna talk about, right? Like, because I'm not used to being the dude in the front, right? And that's just not my comfort zone. But I appreciate you having me on. You know.
Of course, bro. Huge fan.
The writing and stuff. It all. I was always a movie head.
Yeah.
You know, growing up, like shit, me and my cousins would quote movies like fucking dweebs, right? Like,
bro,
that was just our shit, right?
Me and my brother do that.
Yeah, from random movies, obviously like the R type of classics, like Blood In, Blood Out, Boys in the Hood, but like Ghostbusters, like Ninja Turtles, man. Like we would just be throwing those out.
Right.
Any Adam Sandler movies, so like we were movie heads, but before I knew what a movie head was, right? And then growing up, doing all this shit, and I need to get out of the Sacramento area. Not that I need to, but I was getting in like pretty bad trouble, and
you were one of those kids.
Yeah. And I already like messed up like college, like trying college. I just took all the financial aid I could get and like didn't do any school, so I had no option to go back unless I paid this back. So like I had like put myself in a corner. So the only way I saw was to join the military, and they didn't want to join me. Like Marines said, no, you're already tatted. Navy, everyone, and sure enough, the Army was like, yo, we'll take any dum, you know?
Nah, damn.
They're
well,
like,
of course they did. Of course they did.
We'll take you. And I was like, well, where do I sign? And
so you were in the military for, you said, how long?
Just shy of 6 years.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that like?
It was
bullshit.
Totally different experience. No, it is, you know. To live in America, but to live under different guidelines and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, I feel that.
You live on a base, or even if you don't live on base, you're just stuck to these parameters. But I mean, it brought out something in me. Like the David or the Davy that people know now isn't who like all my homies know.
Yeah.
Growing up, right?
Of course.
I think I was always ambitious or always like into creative stuff, but I didn't really know how to hone into my creativeness, so I just ran amok and did wild shit because that's what I like to do. I like to like be a life of the party. If you're one of my boys, right? Like I want to have fun. Like someone says pour shots, I say shit, keep it going, right? Like, right? So like I like to have fun and
typical Latino.
And I didn't know how to, and then the fun leads to other things, and I'm always like down as fuck. Like you ain't down. Oh shit, say that again. I'm down, bro.
Bet.
Right? Anyways, so the military really helped me focus.
Yeah.
You know, and
kind of zone in on one thing.
Zone in on like who, and then I was getting out, right? So I was like, what the hell am I gonna do with myself? And that's when I was like, I was actually gonna come to LA to do music. I went to the Los Angeles Film School.
Oh, you did?
They also do music. I signed up for the music program.
Oh.
And like I threw an audible like the last moment, like it was the week of, and I'm like, I already moved out here. I have an apartment. I'm like all gun ho, and then I just like, yo, it was a week before my classes started, and I hit up my counselor or whatever, and was like, can I see the film program like tour? And they did it, and I just kept thinking, man, I know so many people doing music that are like making names, like doing shit. And this is all self-taught, like just connecting with people. What good am I if I'm gonna go learn music in a pool of all the homies that are doing music? Right? What am I gonna bring? Like, okay, hey guys, I got a degree in music when you guys like are already like
set,
and then I was already like years out in the military, so they have all this ground experience, and I'm like starting like
fresh,
like Billy Madison, right? Like this old guy, like so.
Billy Madison.
You know what I'm saying? So so I saw the film thing and it resonated in me. I was like, oh, that's something different I could do. And it was really like the school really didn't give me like, it gave me fundamentals, but it really showed me like, oh, I'm a movie head. Because I would like be in these classes and they talk theory and all this shit about film, and I would be like, oh, I understood that without, I just didn't know the terminology.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? When they break shit down, I'd be like, oh, like
angles and shit.
Yeah, or anything like that. I was like, oh my God, I see that. Or, oh, that's what they call that, right? But I'm like, I've always been into that, or I always knew about that, or you know, so that's, you know, I just kind of grabbed onto that and ran with it, and that's
fucking dope. Cause now you're working on movies now. You've done. Let's go back a little bit, cause you are working on movies now, but you've worked on some really incredible movies. Cause you work with you're under 4ENT.
Yeah, 4 Ways Entertainment.
4 Ways
That's me and my dudes.
Yeah,
we've been grinding for a while. But
you guys been doing a lot of stuff.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Because you guys have been winning awards. You guys been doing like, because you know which one is In Broad Daylight was one of my favorite short films that you guys had ever done. I'm waiting for part 2. What the fuck? I'm still waiting. I was like, that shit left you with a cliffhanger as fuck.
So everything we're doing leaves everyone with a cliffhanger because all we can afford is shorts.
Damn.
So really, how 4 Ways Entertainment started was it's my partners. It's Alex Ferrafino, John Mercado, Derek Cole, and myself. And we all been working together doing music videos, television shows, but we're working for the network. It's just a job, right?
Yeah.
But we're all in unions and we're all doing things, but we're all creative and we're homies, like homies. Like a lot of us have been roommates for years, or like, you know, like dope. Alex is my son's padrino, right? So like there's like family ties here. And we're just like, we have stories to tell. Why are we not telling them? Like, why am I working on this show, doing this guy's movie, or picking up this gig as a PA, or production coordinating this, or production managing this, when I have a story to tell, or he has a story to tell, and then like, because we're friends, we know how like nerdy we are. Like I know what inspires them, and I see like the top tier things that we like and what we can shoot, because what we take out of these type of shows that we work on is we get the experience, even though it's not on our dime. We work on these big shows, so we really know technical stuff.
Yeah,
that's why like our stuff looks the way it looks, because we have years of experience of just peeping game.
Right.
You're just peeping game, like, oh, I know how to do this rig. Like, I don't know if I can afford it,
but I know how to use it.
But I know how to use it, or I know how to do it, or like running a set. Like I production manage. I'm in the union, in the IOC 871 as a production manager.
Dope, so bro. That's fucking dope.
I could run a set with like 200 people. Nice. So when we do our shorts, it's not intimidating because I'm doing it to get paid. That I'm like, let me apply that to the projects we do. The only thing we're lacking is funding. So if anyone wants to help fund us, come on, guys. You would think with all our dope projects we get funding, but you know, I have such amazing people in my corner doing dope shit, and all of us are still fighting for the funds, which is crazy, right?
I know people.
Because they're just like...
I got you, bro. I know people in Vegas. Not in LA. I know people in Vegas, though, but I could connect you. I said the same thing to Concrete. I was like, I'll connect you guys.
You know, because I think that's where a lot of us are. You know, I am blessed to have like an amazing network of like such talented artists. And then right now they're like, right now is the fucking Latino movement in the film industry. But I'm like, but what category of Latino are you guys looking for? Because I have a lot of talent in my corner doing such amazing things, but it seems like the doors are still hard to push open. But I mean,
they're still
luckily
limited,
everyone's resilient, so everyone's still doing their content and doing things. And I've noticed more and more of us how small the circle is, because we continue to like be in the same places or work on each other's things, or, you know, so it's like I just embrace that and be like, look, if you're grinding and doing your thing, then I want to work with you because
right,
you know
exactly.
we're gonna be the next up. You know what I mean?
Because you even said just right now, right before we started filming, you were like, I want the people around me to grow with me. Like, you just want everyone to grow too.
Yeah, I think that's been my mentality.
It's important in this industry too. It's like
Well, like when you think of like the Adam Sandlers or the Judd Apatows, or where they come with a heavy group, or you even think of like a Steven Spielberg. All those dudes created with each other, even though there was a friendly competition. All those guys in the 90s that had all those blockbuster hits, they all helped each other produce, jump on each other's shit. That I'm just like, look, the doors are going to open regardless. And I'd rather be the next up. And I don't want, I'm not a person, and maybe it's a bad thing in me or how I was raised, but I don't like asking for help. That's a bad thing in me, right?
That's a Latino thing.
It might be, right?
Has to be.
So, but rather than reaching up, because I've tried already, I've reached up to people that have platforms, and they seem to not give me any help, even if they see me doing good, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather reach out because I already know, like, this guy understands me, and maybe I'm not on their level, so I don't know the situation. That doesn't matter because I'm gonna get there regardless, right? But
I love that energy.
But I see these other talented artists that are doing the same thing. They're grinding, they're creating their content. That's like, yo, I want to be on that circle because in 20 years, I want us all to sit at the table and be like, damn. Like, you know what I mean? Because that's what those are doing. That's what like a Judd Apatow and all those like creators are doing.
Exactly.
They all raised like 20 years. Like, how long has it been since like Knocked Up's been out, or like any Adam Sandler? Like, it's been 20 years, and all those guys are all have a platform for themselves.
Right.
So like, I would rather look at ourselves like that. Like, I hope all of us have our own platforms and we all eat and break bread.
That's dope.
Down the line, you know.
Right. Everybody helping each other.
Exactly.
That'd be dope. Cause you brought that up. Like the guy from Knocked Up, what's his name? Seth
Rogen.
Seth
like,
Rogen.
A bunch of those guys like all came out of like Judd Apatow.
Exactly.
Even though they had their own thing and they were all comedians, right?
Yeah.
But he assembled them in like such big blockbuster movies, and then he kept doing it. And then look at all of them; they're all freaking winning Oscars and doing their own thing, right?
Exactly.
So like
that would be fucking amazing.
Why not be inspired by that? You know what I mean?
Because one thing about it too is like I know I'm trying to get into like acting. I want to be an actor, obviously, and I want to get into acting. But like I've noticed that I like being behind the camera. That's why when I saw your page, I was like, bro, I want to be there. Like, that's dope as fuck. Cause like me, like I'll shoot like short little like music videos for my friends and stuff on my iPhone. It's nothing crazy. But like when I'm editing and I'm sitting there like editing, like you get a finished product, I'm like, bro, I want to do a fucking movie. Like, that's inspiring, and it's just it's like you're motivating because especially when you say that you would like want to see other people win, it's dope because I'm like, I want to see other people win too. Like when I see little successes that my friends get, I'm like, bro, you did this shit. Like, like I love like when I found out Elias was on he was filming in one of your movies. I was like, bro, that's fucking amazing, bro. I was like, shout out Elias, the seated comedian. The seated entertainer. See, I keep saying that, my bad.
No, it's like, what a small world. Like, Elias is here. I had no clue. I pulled up, and then you're like, oh, we're at Concrete Studio. I was like, oh shit, we're at the homie studio. Like, what a small world. And people that I'm working with or already collabing with, and then without me even knowing, I get off this long ass shift, come out here, and then I'm like, oh shit, the homies are here. What the hell? Like, that's tight.
I'm the new homie.
Hey, you're the new homie. Oh, yes. Which is a pleasure to finally meet you.
No,
we've been like IG homies for days.
Forever. I know. We've been IG homies for like probably like a year or two now.
And then you came to LA a few times. Every time it's a hit and miss. You come and I'm never here.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I'm here today. Because I was like, look, all right. I know I was on a long ass shift. I was actually, I ain't gonna lie, I was grouchy as fuck. I was driving over here. Man, I should fucking just go home, man. I'm tired as hell. Like, she didn't even give me a script of what we're gonna talk about.
A script? I
don't know, right? I was just grouchy, man. It was a long night for me, right? But in my head, I told myself, like, I want to meet Lana. Like, I haven't seen you, and I want to come show love, and I appreciate you.
I appreciate
thinking
you
of me,
being
like
here.
being on this, you know. So
Bro, you know I've been wanting to like just meet you, work with you. I was like, I've been wanting to like meeting you because we've been Insta homies for so long. But then I obviously always wanted to like ask you for advice and shit because I'm like what you're doing is like shit that I want to be doing. So I'm like, bro, how do you do this? How do you do? Even I remember I had reached out to you when I asked you like what's a good editing laptop because I was like, hey, you edit, so like hey, send me some recommendations on what the fuck I need to do. Like, which by the way, everybody says MacBook. Is that what you told me? Isn't that what you told me, MacBook?
I think that's what I said.
Yeah, everybody told me MacBook, but I'm like, I've just heard the reviews on them, and they only last like 2 years, and then you gotta upgrade it. I'm like, I ain't got that type of money. You gotta pay money to play hard because I can't do that.
Right? I know.
And like that shit's expensive.
It's cruel.
Are you doing more projects in the future? I know you're doing. You say you're doing a reality show right now.
Yeah, well, so the reality show is not mine. Like I said, I'm in the union, so my bread and butter is to work on reality shows.
Oh, dope. Can you say which ones or not yet?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was like on 3 seasons of Red Table Talk. I've done Making the Cut with Heidi Klum. I've done a bunch of TLC shows that travel and stuff like that.
That's dope as fuck.
A few reality shows on BET and stuff. This one is called International Love.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't. That's
not a love show.
All I can say.
Not a love show.
So that's the bread and butter. But 4 Ways Entertainment and that's the passion. Like you said, like this is your passion. I can see it. So like that's where I get to tell my stories or our stories. You know, that's where I get to collab with my folks. That's where I get to work with the Jeff Reyes, the director LVs, the Bernices, you know, from the street to the set, youre, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's where I get to like really connect with my fam.
Right.
And really create and tell our stories.
Because I love your guys' production stuff that that you guys have done.
Thank you.
Like a lot of there was one, I forgot what it was called. Listen, my memory fucking sucks, obviously. I know you guys know this. I'm like, if you guys have followed me for so long, you guys know my memory sucks. But there was like a few like trailers that I've seen that I was like, these trailers are so fucking dope. Like and the cliffhangers make me mad. Just so you know. Like,
okay, yeah. So back to that, So the reason why we do cliffhangers is because like we can't afford features. Like, I'm just gonna keep it real. So every project we have either a series written or a full feature, and like we got management and we play the game the way they say, and it still doesn't seem to pay off. So a lot of times, the way we've gotten our recognition is us doing us, which is the weirdest thing. Like it's like a concept to grasp, and I think there's still a few like to level up until you know when someone's an influencer, no one listens until they're it. Right? Yeah. Once they're it, then everyone listens. Until you earn that spot to be it, everyone's like, yeah. And I feel like we're kind of there in this like gray area where people know we're dope, but we haven't done anything. And in their eyes, it needs to be a feature. In this industry, like especially because I don't want to be, I'm not interested. That's what, because in being like doing reality shows, I'm not interested in television really. I'm interested in cinematic movies, right?
Yeah.
And in order for me to get someone to give me money, I need a full feature. They could see all the shorts and they could be like, damn, these things look like $100,000, or what the fuck, like this is amazing, right? And our quality like surpasses.
Your quality really is amazing too.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is.
I know that too. Like I will gloat about that because I know how meticulous and how we'll be like, no, we'll hold off until we do it right.
Right.
You know, some people don't get it. They're like, no, you could cut this. And I'm like, that's fine. That's not our style. That's not a 4 Ways. Like 4 Ways will hold off until we know we're going to give what we know we can produce, right? Where people are wowed and they're like, how did you guys do it? And we're like, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. That's what we want to wow people. That's the story. That's why we're not working for someone else. That's why we're doing our own thing.
Yeah.
Right? To wow them. And I think until we get a feature, an independent feature that has our name stamped on it, is where people will start giving us the
the funds.
The bigger recognition and the funds. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right now, it's just like it's shorts. They're like, oh, there's dope shorts, and we're getting accolades, but it's not giving us the recognition to be like, oh, they can do a full feature.
Man,
which is dumb as shit, right? But
I'm gonna send your shit to some people. I'm like, let me see. I'm gonna see what he says. I don't want to hype myself too much, but
I'll send you some private links, you know,
bruh,
so that way they could check them out, and you could see our slate of stuff. We have 2 other.
Bruh, I'm already hype about you. Get the fuck out.
We have 2 other short films that are editing right now that are pretty badass.
Yeah, really.
So, yeah.
Can we do we know concepts a little bit?
Yeah, one's called Danny Boy, and it's basically about a wife that is left behind World War II, and her husband dies. So it's her story, because everyone likes to see the war story, right? But no one wants to see the people that hold them down.
Oh, that'd be dope.
And that's similar to like Slipping in the Darkness and stuff. Like everyone likes like the Cholo stories or all that story, but no one ever talks about the family that holds them down while they're locked up doing time, or like their circumstances. It's not just the person being locked up that we get to watch that movie. No one ever goes back and like steps back and says, yo, that one person, it trickled, because now everyone's life is affected. Right. Everyone's throwing money out their pocket. Everyone's hurt. Kids are hurt. Families, sisters, brothers, all of them.
Facts.
And that's the type of stories I've been more inclined to look at and try to tell, is like those perspectives.
You know what?
Not always just like, oh, because I mean, believe me, I want to do a war movie. I'm a veteran, right? So who wouldn't want to see like explosions and shit? That sounds dope, right? But I also like the thought process of being a veteran. And like what I had to go through, and like the 10 years of PTSD and the rough things I put my wife through, and my own self, and the substance abuse, and other veterans that have committed suicide. Wow, that's a whole story in itself, right?
Yeah.
But no one, and those are the stories I want to tell, right? Or my primos that have been locked down, and their kids that don't really know their fathers and stuff. Those are the stories, because that's how you reach a big audience, because that many people are affected by those type of situations.
Because it's relatable.
It's relatable.
Because that's what I was just about to say. Is I'm like you saying about like when someone goes to prison and it fucks with the whole family. I'm like, I just went through that with my own brother, with my own family. Yeah, it was like, it turned our world upside down when he went to prison. But it was like, I would watch that movie.
You get what I'm saying?
It's relatable.
So those are like the concepts, or not just that, but I really like the people aspect, humanizing people, and really like in depth. Like that's how I got into writing.
Yeah.
Full circle. You asked me earlier when you started.
Right, exactly.
That's how I got into writing, was like my PTSD. I suffer from, not suffer. I need to kick myself in the ass. But anyways, substance abuse. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna use no like poor me bullshit. But with my shit, I've fallen into leaning on shit that I don't need to, right?
Yeah.
But what I learned for myself was writing was something. And as a kid, I used to like to write, right? Like in school. But then I wouldn't write because like I didn't want to be like the nerd.
The nerd.
No, I'm being dead honest. Like they'd be like, "Oh my God, this essay's so good," and I'd be so happy at home. I'd be like hyped to show my mom.
Aww.
Right? What I'm gonna go turn in, and then turn it in. But then I'd see like,
I don't want to turn it in.
Maybe I shouldn't turn it in because he's not turning his shit in, and it was just kid shit, right? So I didn't embrace what I could do, and as an adult.
You didn't embrace your creativity.
Why would you do that to yourself? I'm too, so when I got out of the military, and it took me a while. Yeah. I went to the school and I started seeing what do I like, where do I fit in and all this. Like everyone in the film industry always wants to be a director. You know what I mean? Instantly, I'm a director. Oh, I'm a director. No. And I didn't like it. Or a camera guy. I actually worked in the industry as a camera guy for a while because like a lot of my dudes do camera shit, right? And I was like petrified. Every time I had to hold a camera, I'm like, I don't want to drop this. Or they'd give me a lens and they would already keep saying like, oh, this lens is worth $100,000. I'm like,
yo, I hate when they see that shit.
You want me to fucking hold it with one hand? Do you see how big my hands are? Like, I'm not a big guy, bro. You want me to hold this lens and put it on this fucking camera, bro? Like, I'm going to drop it. Then you guys are all going to talk shit to me, right?
That's so fast.
Right? So every time I'd be on camera, I'd be like, fuck, I hate this. So I had to start looking like, where the fuck do I fit in this industry? And I was like, oh, logistics or writing, and that's where where I'm at now, because I was like, all right, what did I do in the military? I did logistics. So I started seeing who's running the shows, who's putting it together, who's getting the permits, who's finding the talent, who's paying for everything.
You're like the
right?
set manager?
So yeah, who's doing all that? Okay, I could do that. Or storytelling was like, just something that I don't write as much. My partner John Mercado, love you, brother, BJ. Yo, he be cranking out stories left and right, but he's a big smoker, and he just like, I always tell him he's like a mad scientist. I always tell him, like, I see him in his office at home, just like, because sometimes I read some of this shit, and sometimes the drafts, sorry Jay, are fucking out there. I'm like, where the fuck did this happen? Like, who is this character? What the fuck? I was like, he was probably high off his fucking head right now.
Those are
when he
shrooms.
wrote this. Yeah, or something, because I don't know what this is. But I always see him just like the mad scientist, and they're just typing. But my boy could crank out, and he knows his shit, right?
Nice.
And he's amazing at storytelling. As a group, we work well together on like pitching ideas and like breaking it down and going back and forth with stories and shit like that. So they're always bugging me to write more, but I'm like, I write when I write, because I really enjoy producing. Because I also get like a high off of like putting it together. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I bet.
like, you hand it off, and like it's like a team. They give me the handoff, and like if they got the script, like right now we're working on this full feature called Flex, and like right now I got it hyped. I was like, I used a lot of my plugs, and a lot of people been talking to me. And I was like, in my head, I was like, I'm gonna put the money where the mouth is, right? Like, let's see where it's let's see what it's about. And like, there wasn't any. I'm not gonna name any names, but there wasn't anyone that I didn't send the deck to or anything that didn't sidebar me and like, I'm in. You let me know.
Wow.
Right. So right now we're polishing up the script, right? Like really fine tuning it, really like looking at plot holes or like, why did this happen? Because once again, the 4-way stamp is like, we always want to like, at the most, go into a story, go into a production knowing we try to tie every loose end.
Okay, I get it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I think that's what really good movies do. You can't just be so hyped to do it when everyone's hyped. Sometimes
Right.
they don't know the process. So it's like, no, just let us finesse this. 'Cause
Yeah.
the really good movies, you don't realize how much finessing goes into it until it gets to be
Really?
made. You know, like people think, oh, this guy fucking the dude David Ayer, right? He does Training Day and all that. Like, you know how many people probably fucking like, nope. Even though it's his, but
Right.
he has to trust people to know, like, yo, you're working with other talented filmmakers that you trust, so you gotta trust their vision too, to be like, okay, all right, maybe when I wrote it, it made sense, but then when I say it out loud, it makes no sense, right? Because you're just in your head like, all right. So that's where we're at right now, is the finessing part. But we're getting there, and then we're gonna do a big table read, and I think a lot of people will be excited to see who's gonna be attached, and then really after that, it's just finding the money. But I think we have enough talent, enough people that I'm praying that this will be our first independent feature.
Ooh.
If not, I'm finishing up a feature with Burner.
I saw that.
Yeah. So I'm on the last. I'm on Burn. I love you, brother. I love you, dog. I'm on the last act. I'll have it to him like we'll have a first final draft by like the end of this month. So
are you gonna have like a viewing and shit? Cause I want to go.
Well, we're gonna do a table read. We're gonna really bay it up. You know, it's a bay story. Right now, you know.
Oh, you're barely writing it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but the great thing is it's Burner's project. You know, it's ours. So we already know once it's there, and once, like I said, it gets finessed and the story is right and it feels organic to the culture we're talking about, and the lingo's there and everything's there, where it's like, this is it, right?
Yo, you're writing for Burner, bro.
Right? Right? I said, what the?
Chill, bro. That's
and I've been
dope.
sleeping on myself because I've been like going through my own personal shit that I'm like, I need to finish this script because
Right.
I got like a big homie, a big bro that's like signing off on me and like showing me mad love and respect because he respects my talent. So I'm over here like, oh man, we're looking for these, when I have someone that like sees what I could do.
Yeah.
And so like I'm blessed. So I want to, I want to wow him.
Yeah,
I wanna wow
exactly.
The team.
Yeah.
I want people to be like, okay, they can deliver, right? You know what I'm saying?
I know you can, bro. I know you fucking can.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You got this in the bag. Fuck it. Like, you got it.
See, it's when you say that shit,
it
then I'm
in.
going to go home and be all nervous. I'm like, do I have it?
Ay,
Oh, do I have it in the bag?
You got it. Zip tied. Everything. It's done.
Sure,
you got it in the fucking bag,
I
bro.
do. Hey, you're right.
I know you do, bro. You're fucking talented as shit.
Thank you.
Cause you know what's funny is that in the last podcast when I had Elias on, he was the one who told me he was like one of the best advice. I asked people, what's your best advice that you could give people, and I asked him, and he was like, just keep writing. And he said that as comedy, for comedy, you just keep writing. And I'm like, I got everything in my notes. But you keep writing as in movies, and you have your creativity. You just kept writing.
Yeah.
That was your thing, huh? That was.
It's one of them.
Hopefully
We'll see.
Bruh, you guys shit with. I'm so proud of you. That is fucking dope, bro.
I haven't really hyped it because I want once I get the script there, but I mean it's all there and it'll be hyped soon.
So
this is kind of.
I'm hyping it now.
I'm glad because I mean we're supposed to meet at early July, so within the next like 2 weeks, and we'll do a little table read and fix what needs to be fixed, and then we'll.
If you need extras, I'll drive out here.
say that. Look, like I said, I really want to. If you've noticed, like some of the people I said we're inspired by, we work with a lot of the same people, and then we like to expand. You find your crew, you work with them, and then you're like, oh. Look at that talent over there. Let's bring a few more in.
Exactly.
So and then you're like testing the waters and shit. And you're like, okay, cool. Ooh, I've been like radaring. Like that's my thing. Right. I'd be like, yo, there's like 3 people I want to work with. Like I come to the team, I'm always like, yo, we have to put this person in, right?
Yeah.
And like seriously, like
that's how I feel about you.
And like. I forget, like I'm an old head, bro. I'm 38, right? But I swear to God, I think I'm not, right? So even in the crew, like Alex and them, they're always like, oh, we need this like fucking established actor or something, right?
Yeah.
And I see it, I know it, and let's do it.
Right.
But me, I'm always like, yo, bro, there's a whole generation we need to connect with. I want to work with this, or look at this artist. We got to fuck with them, bro. We got to give them a role because their audience and they're like, I'm old, bro. I think I'm cool and I'm not. So I need to get these cool fucking guys in here to make sure, to solidify that the story we're telling is relatable to them.
Right.
I can't be like saying, oh, I know the story and I have a good story, but it's really for my people, right? For my age. But if I want to transcend and make sure the story is good, then I need to make sure that the people I involve, they relate to it as well.
Exactly.
You feel it?
Yeah.
So if I'm writing for a 24-year-old, I need to make sure I have some 24-year-olds and their input is seen, heard, and listened to.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? Because I can't tell them, no, just say these words and blah, blah, blah. Because then it's like, what am I doing? Like a throwback 90s movie, bro? Like, right? Right? But if I'm open to their lingo and how they would say it or their thought process, then I could go adjust it and then we could play around with it. So then you could bring and you could always stay relevant. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love that. I like that because that makes a lot of fucking sense. Because a lot of people like I've noticed that there's older people that try to tell me what to do. Like they try to give me their advice, and they've been in the podcast game or they've been in like movie game and stuff like that. And I'm like, it just doesn't make sense for me.
And you take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
You smile and you shake your head. You're like, thank you. And your head, you're like, yeah, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
You're like, okay, I'm going to take you. Like,
you know how many people, I'm sure people say that. Like, yeah, whatever, old head. I think I'm over here cool. Like,
I say this thing. Yo, I work at a studio, at the podcast studio. I work at the studio. Everyone there is 24 to like 26. The oldest person's 26. I'm 33. So I'm like, I walk around. They said something about like I'm bricked up.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means?
No, tell me.
Okay, that means you're fucking hard. I didn't know this shit, bro.
Oh, shit.
Talk about being fucking lame as fuck. I was like, bricked up. You're bricked up. What does that mean? They're like, oh, I have a fucking hard dick. No, it's like, then I went and tried to repeat them, right? I was trying to be cool, and I was like, yeah, I'm bricked out. Bruh, I hella, like, I got that shit so fucking fucked up. They were like, you sound old trying to say cool shit, but you're old. Because you're like, you say you're bricked out. And I was like, I'm just going to stop trying. I'm going to sit here with my knees that hurt all the time. Like,
sometimes just stick to, you find one or two words that you know you can use them right.
Right.
And you fuck with those. And then you just still say your lingo, all right?
I know.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
Like,
you
know
say,
what?
like, hella dope. And everyone's like, yeah, okay. Oh, that aged you already. Okay, I know you're old. And I'm like, fuck you, bro. I'm cool too.
I make fun of being old all the time. That's what makes me cool. I'm like,
Thank
fuck
you.
you. I'm
Yes,
like, thank you, bro. I don't give a shit.
Hey,
right?
cheers to that.
Cheers to the old folks. I'm just saying. But where can people find you on Instagram and everything?
Instagram, odavy, OH_DAVY.
Right?
4 Ways Entertainment.
Oh wait, before we get up, because I do want to talk to you about Alex. You and Alex are doing a master class. Let's talk about that before we get up.
Okay, yeah.
Because first off, I want to do that.
Okay, yeah.
Like I need to figure out the dates because I will move over here for that.
Thank you.
But yeah,
honestly, all that has to show love to my homegirl Bernice and youre, from the streets to the set. My homegirl, if you don't follow her, I'm gonna make sure you follow her.
Yeah,
right?
I don't.
But she's one of my business partners as well. My sister, and she is just a driving force. This lady, I don't know how she juggles everything she does.
Really?
Right? Like her brand, straight up. But her brand it's called From the Streets to the Set because she's helping reformed gang members get into acting, right?
That's
and
dope.
It started with background, but she's given so much love and cultivating to this that she's offered people that really, once again, she's cutthroat, right?
Yeah.
You have to earn that shit. But like if you put in the time and the effort, she's reaching out to all her resources to bring acting classes and stuff to people, because a lot of managers don't do that for they're like, okay, I manage you, but figure it out, bring something to me, like what do you got, right?
Facts.
So she's really opening doors to people that really are interested.
Right.
You have to show the interest because her time's valuable, right?
Yeah, of
know?
course.
And she's not saying it like that, but she's letting you know, like, yo, the industry is going to eat you up and chew you up and just spit you out. So you better learn it from us while I care for you. Because I care for you, right? Like I'm doing it out of love. They don't give a fuck.
Right. Yeah.
So like her drive, like since I met her, I met her at she came out to our first premiere, our world premiere of Slipping into Darkness that we had in Hollywood. And after that whole festival run, she showed up to every festival that we made it into. And that's how we built our friendship. And then in that, I started seeing what she's doing and stuff. And she's just like, she has a vision beyond others where, like sometimes mine's more shallow. Like I'm writing, I'm producing. She's helping people. And I always want to help people. So why reinvent the wheel when someone's already doing it, where I could be on her cause and be like, yo, let me help you.
Yeah.
Like, let me help you build.
Yeah.
Because I want to give back.
Exactly.
But why am I we're already breaking bread together. So back to the master classes, she does a lot of classes and brings in coaches from different assets of the film industry for her team,
right,
or other people that are interested to see these classes and meet people and hear other people's experiences, and we have other things in the works to make it more of a foundation, make it more of actual curriculum and stuff like that. So we got that in the works. But that's all my girl Bernice, homegirl. Shout out to you, girl.
That's so dope. Bernice, I might want to be a part of this class.
Hey.
Let me know, Bernice.
Hey, she's going to tell you better show up. That's what she's going to say.
I will show up.
I know you will.
No, I will show up.
I know you will.
Bruh, I will fucking show up in a heartbeat. I would be.
Yes, for sure.
I would drive there the night before. That's dope. But you've been hosting those classes, and what do you teach when you're in there? Or like, what do you...
Well, we've been blessed to just teach what we know. So Alex comes from the camera world, so he teaches a lot of set etiquette and camera shit and directing stuff, right? And
which, by the way, Alex, huge shout out to you because I follow him too. I'm a huge fan of him too. Oh my god, I need to have him on my podcast.
Alex.Ferrafino. Right now he's in Mexico filming, so he'll be
Viva
back.
La Raza,
That's my boy. That's my brother right there. And then me and John, we came in, talked about producing, writing stuff, just really talking what we know and where we're at. Because once again, it's about relatability, right? Like, if you could relate. So if they could see me and say, like, look, I'm not the grip. You know, I've been on sets where people assume because I go in with a hat backwards and all black. They're like, oh, here, grab that C-stand. I'm like, bitch, I wrote this story, bro. You grab that C-stand, bro.
Like, just because I'm the Mexican.
Yeah,
what the
you
fuck?
grab that shit, dog. Like,
that's
right? So to relate, show them like, yo, we can do it too. Like, you can be the face doing this stuff.
I feel that.
You know what I mean?
I love that because that was inspiring. When I saw you do that class, I was like, oh, bro, I want to go. I was like, when is it? Have one in Vegas, please. Like, I hate that I live in Vegas.
But it's good to know. Vegas, there's a lot of big, studios are headed out there.
Bruh,
and stuff
Sony.
like that. Yeah.
Oh, bro, I'm already trying to like weasel my way in there. I'm like, bro, I'll sweep. Like, let me know. I will fucking work the gate or some shit. I was like, but I want to be like a part of that studio just so I can like somehow wiggle my way in because that'll be a fucking dream. Because I want to move to LA, but I'm hella scared. Like, it's expensive out here.
It's crazy.
It's cutthroat and it's expensive. I'm like, if it's in Vegas, I know a lot of people in Vegas. So I'm like I told you, I was like, oh, you need money? I got you. Like, I know people in Vegas.
I'm gonna hound you. Don't trip. I'm gonna send you.
Bruh, let's work together. I got you.
Right,
I got you.
Yes,
I got you.
I got you. Thank you.
But all you guys, like, if you guys want to follow Davy at O_Davy.
Yes.
I was like, follow Davy. And where else can they follow you?
Oh, check us out. 4 Ways Entertainment. Cinema Killers. Yo. I come with a team, you know. So you follow one, you're gonna see another, and we're always together and stuff. So shout out to my whole team.
I feel that, and thank you. Oh, and what is the best advice that you've ever gotten that you want other people to know?
Oh man, see, these type of things are hard. This is where they're gonna have to edit. You put me on the spot. I'm like, oh shit, what?
What's your best advice for someone who wants to be in film?
I mean, I don't know. I think what I would say is just trust your gut, like trust your instinct, because at the end of the day, we're in a creative space, you know. So there's gonna be a lot of opinions.
Facts.
There's gonna be a lot of people, you
That's
know.
Bomb advice.
You know, like there's a lot of people that are gonna have intake and or want input. That's the word.
Yeah.
Input on. But it's like, for instance, like none of our stories would have been made because we pitched all of our projects before, even as shorts. We pitched to our management. Like, they don't want to see that. But it took us doing it, trusting ourselves, filming it, winning awards, and then the same manager's like, oh my god, we need to get more of this, right? So trust yourself, man. Like, you're in a creative space to create, so create yourself
and be
Tell
yourself.
Your story, be yourself. You know?
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. That was good advice, bro. That was good. That was good.
Woo. I had that on the palm. That shit. I was like, oh shit, let me see.
That was your script right there.
That was the one script I had. I said, man, if she fucking asked me some advice, I have it right here.
That's it, right there. Be yourself, motherfucker. I like that. I like that. But thank you guys. Until next time.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Later, guys.
That was good shit.
Oh, man.